Hey everyone, Captain Amazing here, and today we're going to go over the last round of 3v3 Grand Arena for the first week, so let's jump into it. Chimaera was my opponent. He is 11.15 million GP compared to my 10.2. I do have a considerable mod advantage over him and a very slight datacron advantage. He does have all the GLs and all the legendary characters. We're pretty even in ships. I have all the 6 dot mods on my Profundity. I think he's missing one. But that's it. Like pretty not a bad matchup, I think. I'm missing C and Lord Vader, and that's a pretty big disadvantage, and some other characters, but I easily can be, with good strategy, I can overcome that. So let's jump into the recording of what I did. All right, I'll play this at 1.5 speeds. I did record this on my phone. So the first fight I did was Bane versus Quadme. They did have the Master Quigon Kron. I wasn't too worried about this one. With support Kron, the good level 6, this was a little dicey before, but with the normal Bane, it's not really a problem. This one was kind of interesting. So I did go with Quadme against Leia with Master Quigon Kron. I was a little worried. The win percentages were pretty low, but I felt like I wanted to try it with the good support Kron before. This was an easy win, but I felt like I wanted to see if this was still a viable counter, because with all like putting my Leia and JKCK on defense, I wasn't exactly sure how I could deal with like a Leia and JKCK on offense. So this was a pretty good counter. As you can see, I'm able to kill off Drogon right there pretty well, and at one point Leia did almost die, so that's a little concerning. So I can see where this could fail, but with Leia surviving and giving Padawan Obi-Wan a little bit of time to cook, we're pretty much punching through Leia really well. So at this point she's just gonna die, and it's an easy cleanup on R2-D2. So pretty happy with that counter, like off meta counter. Next, we're going to go with Inquisitors against Mon Mothma Luthen. So I was thinking maybe Traya for this. I do think Traya could have got this done. But for this counter, I do like using Inquisitors. I have the good level 6 for Kron for them, for the Ufus, but I don't have I have Grand Inquisitor's Kron, but so maybe next time I'll throw him on defense, just because that Kron's actually pretty strong. But we'll see what I'll do next time for next week. But at this point, pretty easy. They have a lot of firepower, and they can just like burn through Mon Mothma. And usually in 5s, I'll like kill Mon Mothma just through AoE. So pretty happy with that. So next we're gonna go with a Lord Vader with JML. So JML, this one was a little more dicey than I thought it would be. There's not a lot of like winning percentages here for JML as far as like guaranteed. I didn't want to use Jedi Knight Cal Kestis here because there was a Malgus on that front wall, and I wanted to save Jedi Knight Cal Kestis and enough Jedi that I could do that Malgus counter. So at this point, we have a bunch of dots, and that heals Darth Vader, which is really annoying. As you can see here, like he just keeps getting healed. So I'm trying, like, pretty much Darth Vader's just tanking, and I lose another Jedi through dots. And at this point I'm a little worried, but I'm like, okay, let me just at least chew through Darth Vader there. And at this point I was like, okay, I don't think I'm gonna get through Lord Vader, but if it's a solo Lord Vader, I can use bounty hunters to clean this up, because I still have Fennec for that, just in case this JML fails. But I'm like, but I still have another Jedi here with Luke, so I thought, okay, I still have a really good chance of like chewing through him, because I can actually like get my ult, and now I can like do assists for Jedi learnings to push through him, but Jedi Knight Luke dies there, and I'm like, okay, I'm probably gonna try to time this out as far as make sure I time out with him doing a big hit is what my original plan was. And I throw this on auto, and then on auto I noticed like, hey, I'm able to keep him ability blocked this whole time, and I was like, you know what, let me put this back on manual, and if I can, because I don't want him to use his first special, I want to keep him ability blocked and then use the basics so I can start chunking through him. So I was actually really surprised that I'm able to pretty much keep him perpetually ability blocked here. So he's not going to get any more alt charge, he's not going to do anything, he's just going to basic, and I'm able to chew through him, and surprisingly enough, I got the win. So pretty happy with that one. Next we have Malgus here with Malik, and I decided to go with the Jedi Knight Cal Kestis over here, and I decided to use a Jedi Knight Revan lead because they do have the savior mechanic, so just in case someone died then through that big hit, then we can do that. So this is the first time I used the counter for Jedi Knight Cal Kestis. I don't have any Zetas on Mace. I'm missing the turn swap Zeta on Jedi Knight Cal Kestis, so I was a little worried about like how this was gonna go, but my initial plan is like, okay, I'm gonna kill Darth Talon, and then I'm going to insta kill Darth Malgus, and hopefully those Mace will survive and I will be able to like lower Malik's health enough so that he can we can chew through him. And that was my initial plan. So, and it's going pretty well at this point, and I'm fairly confident like, okay, yeah, I'm in a really good position here now that all three are alive and it's just Malik by himself. So I'm at this point I'm going to just keep shatter pointing him and then doing as many armor shreds as I can on him, and then we can chew through Malik at this point. So I'm really happy with overall how this counter went, even though it was like the first time doing this this Malgus counter. So my off meta counters have been working this grand arena, so I'm really happy with that so far. And that was the front wall. So now I go towards the top wall, and they had a Star Killer, so I decided to use Wampa. And the big thing for this is to let them go. Once Mara Jade uses her tenacity down, then you use Wampa's AoE to take off all the debuffs. And then I go for Palpatine first, so that just in case Wampa dies, then at least Star Killer's unique is turned off. So at this point I was like, okay, yeah, this is definitely a win, even if I didn't win. So, and then Wampa ended up pulling it out, so pretty happy with that. Next I go with Star Killer versus Rey. A pretty easy Rey, nothing too crazy here, just has an additional tank. So we're going to burn down Rey, get her. I don't have any special datacrons on this team, so I'm just going to put everyone in damage immunity and eat that ult. Now she's out of damage immunity, I can continue working her down, and Ben's down out of a damage immunity. And so getting 3 turns here was actually pretty clutch, because that allows me to kill Ben, kill Rey, and then go back and not have to worry about him coming back. All right, so this one is Night Sisters versus Jabba. So I decided to go for the one shot, and luckily it goes out pretty well so far. They don't they kill my Asajj right away. Mother Talzin's still alive, so I'm waiting for her to die, and hopefully I can have enough damage out here. So Chrysanthemum dies right there. He doesn't die, he dies from the plague, not from the basic. And as you can see here, like Merrin's getting pretty low, so I am a little worried about her survivability there because she's almost dead. So I do use her main special there, and it does bring back Asajj, which is super annoying. But I had to do that to ensure that she's gonna stay alive. And same thing, I did it again, just to make sure that she can survive. And at this point, I'm just gonna put it on basics. Now that it's just Jabba, I'm not worried about him killing Merrin, just because she has so little health compared to her protection that the bombs aren't really a huge issue compared to what they are for like Talzin and Asajj. The biggest thing is, am I gonna get the Night Sisters, both of them dead, with Talzin and Asajj, in time for me to have enough time to burn down Jabba? Because if you don't get both of them dead, then you're not going to be able to get that one shot. But at least the sides are down at this point. And luckily, Talzin died around that 2 minutes 40 seconds, and I'm going to just start burning through Jabba here. I am a little worried that, if you can see, he's pretty close to ult. So if he takes 2 turns, like 1 turn for his basic, he'll be in ult, and then he'll ult, which isn't really a problem as far as killing my Merrin, because she has instant defeat immunity. The major concern is he going to heal? And that's what I'm worried about. And as you can see here, like, I'm chunking through him pretty quickly, even though this is just a Relic 3 Merrin and she's modded purely for potency, tenacity, and protection, like no damage whatsoever. I'm actually doing a good amount of damage here, and it looks like I'm able to chew through Jabba without him taking another turn there, and I got the one shot, so pretty happy with that. Next we have SLKR versus the DTMG with the good Moff Gideon Cron. And so my plan here is to, one, keep Moff Gideon under control until I can kill him. And then since Moff Gideon's in stealth, I have to just work through DTMG first, but I'm able to keep him, I'm able to kill him before he can really do anything. And now I'm just keeping the team stun locked, and that's an easy win from this point. So with DTMG, with that good Moff Gideon Cron, there's not a lot of off meta counters here, because like it's a really strong Cron actually. So that's why I saved SLKR, which is why I was happy that my Night Sister counter against Jabba worked, because now I'm able to use this counter on DTMG and not have to worry about how I'm going to get past Moff Gideon. So very happy with that. Next we have a weird Zorii. So this Zorii has Stick Ray for some reason, so I do kill Stick Ray just like right off the bat. Not going to worry about it just because she's so weak as far as like her total life and everything. And at this point I just kind of have to like try to kill Finn as much as possible, and I don't have any additional health on this Datacron. It's just a normal Datacron that's not really helping. It has I think a tank revive or something, so my big hit isn't able to one-shot Finn. And as you can see here, like, they have really good survivability, so I was worried about like if they're gonna kill the sides and then they can possibly I don't think they'll kill Malgus, but if they kill the sides, then they can go into a position where they can just like out survive Malgus's big hit. But luckily I did kill Finn once, and he's shocked, so he's gonna die again right there. And then now it's just Zorii, and Zorii is weak enough that I'm pretty sure I can just kill her in one big leap, and then she dies. So got the win on that one. So for this one I decided to use Darth Revan on Admiral Raddus. So they did have the level 9 on level 9 for and the Andor character, Cassian, but not really too worried about this. They have a ton of control. Once I kill Raddus, I can just easily kill Jyn there, and she's not going to get to her revive just because she's going to have her cooldowns jacked up. So easy 57 banners. I was a little worried about this one. They did have 2 Night Sister teams on the back with really good Datacrons, So this one did have a good level 9 Datacron for Morgan Elsbeth. So I was a little worried about, like, I've never really faced Morgan Elsbeth's level 9 Datacron, so I didn't know how strong it was going to be. And I was having a little trouble. Like, I did focus Merrin on this one, and just to try to kill her as fast as possible, because one, I don't want to deal with like her instant defeat immunity and all this other stuff. So I thought, like, okay, let me try to get to Merrin as fast as I can. And luckily I was able to burn her down right there. So they don't have any revives on this team, so once you kill a character, it's just dead. Asajj dies really quick, and for Morgan Elsbeth, she is really survivable. So my plan was just to get to ult and then kill her with the ult, which ends up working. No problems. 57 banners. Now for this one, this one had the level 9 for Night Sister Zombie, so I did end up just using the Treya for this one, and that was fine. So I insta kill Daka because Plague took Nihilus's health under 100%, so he got an immediate insta kill, and that was really easy. Now I just have to kill Mother Talzin twice, and now I'll have to kill her a third time and then just kill zombies. So really easy battle here. Wasn't really worried at all this one. Sometimes they do decent plague damage, but not the cleanest banners, but still got a clean win. At this point, I'm running out of Datacrons because I just didn't have like 30 Datacrons built up between the two sets. But I was able to overkill this Quigon team with a GL because that turns off his Omicron. So that was really easy. Just a back wall defense that I pretty much was able to overkill with Rey. So my off meta counters worked really well, so I was able to save this for offense. And then this is the last team on the ground. It's going to be a pretty much a dunking because with Raddus, I do have his Datacron, the good level 6 one, and I just blow through these guys. So there was like absolutely no chance this First Order team would be able to do anything against Raddus. And as you can see, easy dub, cleanly beating the ground. So now we do have a Leviathan, and for some reason he has Sith Fighter out, so I decided to still try this counter. I really don't think it's going to be a one-shot, but my hope was with them having the Sith Fighter starting that I would be able to at least like ult out the bomber, and then maybe I could, if I do that, maybe I'll have a chance of beating of cleaning this up, because it's still a really hard fleet, and the changes that they made did cancel this. So I was able to get that one shot on the Sith Fighter, and if this was like last month, this would have been a guaranteed one shot here. But since they kind of changed how targeting goes, and I had really bad RNG with them killing my defender with bombs right there, I just had to kind of figure it out. Luckily I was able to just like kill him straight up with my guys, which I was not expecting. So that opens up the 2-shot here, and not getting putting all the dazes out here is really horrible for my team. I did almost get the kill on the TIE dagger there, which would have been great, but at this point I'm pretty sure that this counter is like done in the water, and then I just have to come in and try to clean it up. But without that bomber, they're open for business, and I'm able to do that no problem. So now we're going to go for the Malevolence versus Negotiator. So they didn't have Marauder out here again, and this player put some really weird defensive choices with their fleets. Some weaker versions of fleets that he had better versions of he put out, so I was able to use pretty much the normal Malevolence counter against this. Like, it has a possibility of losing, but I'm not too worried about it. This has a really high chance of winning, just because you have to have some really bad RNG for this to not work. So I did go with the standard spy first reinforcement, kill the tank, because I'm going to be able to kill the Umbaran starfighter really easy without that AoE. The Anakin ship almost died there, but they did get the revive out, which is fine. I'm still going to, I do still think I can go here and just kill both of them. Anakin should die just from sadness right now, and then I win. So not the perfect banners, but still a one shot. Next, we're going to go with Raddus, and we're going to use the Negotiator counter. This one's pretty easy. You just AoE into the Star Fortress, and I reinforce with Snip's ship, and that allows me to take out and just pretty much the biggest thing is just keeping all the buffs off of Rey so that she can't do her really big hit. So I reinforce with Snips, and now that ship just dies because it didn't have any buffs. I'm gonna heal, keep everyone alive right there, and then some reason they didn't have the comeuppance as their first reinforcement, so that made this a lot more easier. Usually I'm struggling to kill the last ship and then comeuppance before they do anything, but now it's just like an easy dub because they just came out with Lando's Falcon, which is really easy. So I'm pretty happy with how this went. Next, I still had the Profundity. I could have used the Profundity first to try it for that one shot, but I felt like starting with the Empire fleet first and then coming up with a Profundity counter was probably my best shot here. So I'm going to use my first special, take out that Mark 6, so I don't have to worry about it at all. And now I'm just going to try to kill that dagger since he's pretty much open for business and they don't have a tank. He goes down really quick, and at that point, this is just done. Like, yeah, we have the Fury class interceptor, but I'm gonna be able to burn through him really quickly. And there you go. That was the Grand Arena. So let's see what the ultimate result was. So I scored final score 2034, and unfortunately, the game did end before I could record this. So here I have the final score as far as what happened, and my opponent only attacked once. I think they saw my full clear and they didn't even want to give it a go. So last score was 64 to 2034, which was a pretty clean win for me. Ultimately, pretty happy with that. So yeah, that's what happened my last round of Grand Arena. Thanks for watching. Pretty happy with my off meta counters. There were some ones that I tried for the first time this round, and it worked really well. So yeah, let's see how it goes for the next 2 weeks. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Take care.